Well, guys, I'm excited. My wife and I recently celebrated our second wedding anniversary. Thank you. Still early enough that you can feign excitement. Appreciate it. She and I have an 18-year age difference between us. My wife is 68 years old. So funny, I don't get it. Love knows no bounds. No, of course she's 32. I'm progressive, but I'm not that progressive. Because of the age difference, situations arise. Like I remember when I first met her oldest brother. My wife is the youngest of 5. When I met her oldest brother, he sat me down to have like a stern talking to the older brother talk. He's like, listen up, take good care of her, okay? But he himself is 10 years younger than I am. So he's like, yeah, I will, and I'll take good care of you, too. Like, you'll all be taken care of. Because of the age difference, I have friends who feel that it's appropriate to present me with basic math problems. They'll say things like, dude, do you realize you're 50? That means if you have a kid now, when that kid is 10, you're gonna be 60. Yeah, I do know what 50 plus 10 is, thank you. If I didn't know that, I wouldn't feel equipped to bring a child into the world. Like, until you spoke up, my plan was to have the kid, wait 10 years, and see how old I was. My wife is very big on communication. She's always reading books, articles on communication, watching videos, and then she sends me the link. It's a weird way of communicating. But her latest technique, I'll share it with you, is simple enough. If you have a negative thought, you just cancel it. Sounds easy enough in theory, but now sometimes I'm speaking to her, and halfway through my sentence, she's like, cancel, cancel. Like, I don't think you're supposed to say that out loud. That just hurts my feelings. You take on different roles in a marriage, in a relationship. My wife has taken it upon herself to monitor my ear hair situation, which I was completely unaware was a situation, but she is on it. We're sitting on the couch at night. I feel her inching closer and closer, and then she yanks a hair out of my ear and shows it to me as if I'm a dog. She's like, bad, bad. I'm like, I'm twice your age. It's just biology. It is a very exciting time, though. My wife and I are expecting a baby December 28th. Yes. Thank you, thank you. Woo. Yes, that is our expectation. Whatever is growing in her belly right now is a baby. We're very excited about that. I am a comedian. She is an artist. So we're hoping maybe the kid can offer us some guidance, a bit of structure, even for the short term. Very exciting. We haven't picked a name yet for the child or a nationality. I understand Canada has free health care, so we might make a special Christmas trip up there and come back with an immigrant baby. Free of charge. I love America, but I also love free health care. So we've been discussing baby names. Right now our list is Logan, Kendall, Roman, and Shiv if it's a girl. We're binge watching Succession on HBO, so it could change in the next month. We'll see what we're watching late December. At least it wasn't last month. We were watching Peaky Blinders. The list was Polly, Tommy, and Aberama Gold. But, it's very exciting. I feel somewhat anxious, trying to be a good partner. My wife is somewhat hormonal. She's in her 8th month of pregnancy, so I'm navigating that, figuring out when she wants to hear my opinion versus when she wants to hear her opinion in my voice. Not easy, friends. Not easy. It's weird being the third most important person in a house that only has 2 people. gonna do, folks? Life as we know it, changing forever. We have a very good thing going. My wife and I, we watch British crime dramas. That's our thing. No judgment if you like American, but we prefer the British. Find it much more British. We don't know what they're saying. We have to watch it with subtitles, but we just feel more important and smart. They're like, I don't know what's going on. I think they're in law enforcement. We watch Broadchurch, Luther, Line of Duty, Great British Bake Off, which strictly speaking is not a crime drama, but I thought season 3 did end in a robbery. Brandon definitely deserved it, in my opinion. My wife and I play this ongoing game where she adamantly insists that she does not want chips or chocolate in the house under any circumstances. And then I go grocery shopping, and invariably I buy chips and chocolate because I like those things, and I know that she does as well. And she gets very angry and says, I specifically told you I do not want chips and chocolate in the house. How could you do that? I say, I'm very sorry, it won't happen again. And then later that night, we're watching television, and I feel her inching closer. I know one of two things are about to happen. Either she's going to yank a hair out of my ear, or she will mumble almost inaudibly, well, since we have chips and chocolate, we're going to And then I go into the kitchen and fetch the chips and chocolate and lay them out before her, and then she starts to snack like a happy little squirrel, and she's like, this can never happen again. I'm like, it won't happen again. But it will happen again. That's the way the game is played. But my wife, she is, it's weird. It fluctuates. She's very she's very effusive and loving, and then she takes a turn for the worse. It's like if I had a Yelp page, she would leave the most glowing reviews followed by the most scathing reviews, like the same username. People would be like, "Who is this woman?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's confusing. I live with her." She is 8 months pregnant, so she's got like a bit of a waddle. She's almost like the sheriff. She comes walking in, kicks the door open. You pick up them cleaning supplies we talked about? Yeah, Sheriff, I sure did. I picked them up. I don't want there to be any trouble. Nor do I, Sheriff, nor do I. I love being married. I love living with my wife. She scares me a lot of times. I've described marriage as like feeling like a kid again. You know that feeling like when you're in trouble, but you're not sure exactly why? It's like that. Sometimes I get yelled at for things like that kind of seem like inconceivable. Sometimes like just arriving home. I startle her. She's in the midst of something. The other day she was meditating, and I came home to where I live with her. And she yelled at me. She said, what are you doing? I was like, arriving home. And she's like, I'm meditating. I'm like, I think you're doing it wrong. Love her very much. She and I do not sext one another. No judgment if you do. We just don't sext. What we do is we send one another properties on Zillow or Trulia. That's like our dirty talk. We're like, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. You are a bad girl. Let's go, Sheriff. Or if we really want to get naughty, we'll send properties that are way out of our price range. We're like, 800,000? You are nasty. Who likes a big backyard? Who likes a big backyard? You do. I noticed you do. When you buy a house, there are like questions you're supposed to ask. So I've been reading articles about that. They tell you to ask certain questions. How long were the previous owners living here? What repairs did they make? And then there was an article that said to ask, are there sex offenders in the neighborhood? Which I didn't feel comfortable asking that, looking the way I do. Like, I'd be like, babe, I think you better handle that. I don't want to be like, so, what's the competition like in the area? I want to get a handle on what I'm getting myself into. Right now, we've been visiting people who already have kids. That's our plan for now, just to get a sense of the terrain. We went to visit another of her brothers. He and his wife have twin 4-year-olds and a 1-year-old. And that almost pushed our timetable back to never. Wow, what an eye-opener that was. Literally every morning, the twins would burst through our door at 6 a.m. and jump in the bed. And at first it was kind of cute. We were like, oh, I guess this is just how they start the day. It's adorable. The second day, they came through again at 6. We just pretended like we were still asleep. But undeterred, they slid under the bed and just kept repeating, wake up, wake up. The third day, we just packed up and got the hell out of there. We had seen enough. So am I equipped? I don't know. You know me, 10 minutes, 5 minutes so far. What do you think? I am excited. You know, I mean, like, if I'm 50, if I'm not ready now, honestly, you know, when's it gonna happen? But it is exciting. You know, it was welcome news for many reasons. Mostly because we were trying and because I'd been experiencing erectile issues. Not the good kind, if there is such a thing. Is there such a thing as good erectile issues? Like, doc, you gotta help me. It's just erect all the time. It's getting to be an issue. No, mine were intermittent, which is not what you want, obviously, in your erections. You want them on demand, like your Wi-Fi, as many bars as possible. But alas, mine had become intermittent. So I've been taking Viagra, which helps with the situation, but it does take some of the spontaneity out of the amorous proceedings. It requires some planning. So I'll say, babe, I'm thinking of taking a Viagra. What does your next hour, hour and a half look like? And does the thought of me with a medically induced erection factor into how you see that going? I'm gonna need a hard yes. Or a semi-soft no. Sometimes even with the planning, it does not work out. One time I took a Viagra, about an hour went by, I said, babe, it's go time. She said, actually, I'm sorry, I'm not in the mood. Is it okay if we watch a movie instead? So then cut to me sitting on the couch with an erection watching Beauty and the Beast. Singing, perhaps there's something there that wasn't there before. There's something sweet, almost kind, but he was mean and he was crossing on your time. But now he is sweet and so much more. Perhaps there's something It's even better with an erection. I'm not doing it justice. Really next level.